Yeah, hello everyone. This is Hari from English classes, and today's session will be a poem that will be related to class 10th, and it is the first poem. The name of poem is The Dust of a Snow, that has been composed by Robert Frost. So first of all, I would like to recite this poem and hope so that you will listen this poem in a good way with enthusiasm so that you will really enjoy this session. So let's start and let's begin to recite the poem. The way a crow swooped down on me, the dust of a snow from a hemlock tree, has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had due. Students and guys, just listen and just try to analyze the poem that is recited from my side, all right? And that is about the dust of a snow. So what is it, dust of a snow? So we can say it is tiny particles of ice. Okay, tiny particles of ice. So we can say that it's a dust of a snow. All right. So the way a crow swooped down on me, the dust of a snow from a hemlock tree. What about the first stanza? What does first stanza tell us? What can we learn about this poem, by this poem? And what can we and how can we adopt these things in our realistic life? That is the thing that I want to tell you about this poem. And this poem really will motivate you internally and that you will enjoy a lot. So let's begin to make you understand that what is about the first stanza, right? So I would like to clear guys that there was a crow and that crow was sitting in the branches of hemlock tree. And here it is hemlock tree, that is a poisonous tree, all right? It was the day of winter time. So generally what happened that in winter time, snow falls, ice falls from the sky side, and it comes directly on the branches of hemlock tree, all right? So we can say that when the crow was sitting inside the or in the branches of hemlock tree, at that time what happened, crow started shaking down the branches of hemlock tree, and because of that what happened, the tiny particles of ice, the tiny particles of snow started falling on the head of Robert Frost. And because of that, the ideology of Robert Frost, the mindset of Robert Frost has been completely changed. So these particles blazed him, really blazed him. So how it happened? How did he approach there? How did he access under the hemlock tree? Actually, what happened? The day which was really very not good, it was very odious day for the Robert Frost. Everything was in bad, everything was going to be destroyed in the life of Robert Frost. So he was going somewhere else because he was not in good way, he was in depression. So once he was walking somewhere else, suddenly he found a hemlock tree, alright. Actually he was not aware about that hemlock tree, but he was going somewhere else, and suddenly he just wanted to have a rest, all right. So when he wanted to have a rest, so he just went ahead and just found a hemlock tree, and under the hemlock tree he just took rest. And while he was resting, at that time what happened, simply the crow started shaking down the branches of hemlock tree. Because of that, the tiny particles of ice started falling on the head of Robert Frost. And because of that, the mind and the mindset, ideology, and we can say different things have been completely changed. So this is the thing that first stanza tells us, and it motivates us clearly. So second stanza that I want to tell you about clearly. All right. So let's see. Has given my heart a change of mood. All right, and saved some part of a day I had due. So students, try to understand. Has given my heart. What? He has given me heart? No. It is not a clear here. So each stanza, some poetic devices have been involved. So try to make it ideas that what type of, poetic devices have been applied in the second stanza. And it is very short poem that consists only, 8 lines. And this has been composed by Robert Frost. It is a really very interesting, ordinary, naturalistic poem. So let's start. So as I have told you right now that when he was taking rest under the hemlock tree, at that time, what happened? Tiny particles of ice started falling down on the head of the branches. Because of that, his mindset was completely going to be changed. And he was in depression mood. He was going to be destroyed, his life, his days, his precious time, his valuable time. So when these tiny particles of ice fell down on his head at that time, his heart was completely changed. And the day which was going to be destroyed, he had saved by the blaze of, crow. By the blaze of crow. So here we can talk about the crow. Usually we talk about the crow, it is a negative impact because it is a black. People usually talk about a black thing that will be a negative impact. No, it is not right. Sometimes it does a good task. Sometimes it performs a really very good task. So we can understand here. See how his life was going to be destroyed and how he saved himself. So this poem tells us about the Robert Frost days, that how he was going to be destroyed and how he saved his life because of a single crow that was sitting in the branches of hemlock tree. So students, here I would like to once again to tell about the rhyming scheme. The way a crow swooped down on me, the dust of a snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rue. So while reading the stanzas, alright, just try to make it clear, just try to make it sense that what are the ending point that you are going to pronunciate the words. At that time you have to listen carefully and read carefully so that you can analyze about it. Alright. So hope so that you will enjoy this season. Thank you guys everyone.